So in just another few days, it's Chag Shavuos, and we are entering the Shloshis Yemei HaGabola. Sholosh Regalim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us. Sukkot has two huge mitzvahs, mitzvah Sukkah and mitzvah Lulav. Pesach has many more. Many mitzvahs of Leila Seder, Matzah, Moreh, Sipiyas, Yes, Mitzrayim, Dalet Koises, Heseva, Isser Achilas Chometz, Bedikas Chometz, Bittel Chometz, many mitzvahs. Shavuos has no mitzvahs. It is only Yom Tov. But Shavuos has two important minhogim. And when there are no mitzvahs, the minhogim have even greater meaning and significance. What are the two minhogim of Shavuos? They seem to be two extremes. One minhag is Leil Shavuos, being up all night to learn. The other minhag is blinches. Some asymmetry. Doesn't seem to be symmetrical. One minhag is you learn all night, and the other one is blinches and cheesecake. So what is it about? Fascinating Gemara in Pesachim Samaches. Rabbi Yochanan says there's a stira between two psukim. Pesachim Samaches, Rabbi Yochanan says a stira between two psukim. Atzeres ti Elochem, Atzeres LaHashem. And there's a machlokes Rabbi Eliezer ben Harkonos and Rabbi Shua ben Chananya, two of the greatest Tanoim. Rabbi Eliezer says each individual could choose either Hashem or Lachem. You could decide, it's up to you. Do you want to daven and learn all day? Or do you want to eat and drink and have a good time? Is it about simchas hanefesh or simchas haguf? Physical or spiritual? Anyone could decide. Rabbi Shua says, no, that's not reasonable. Chetzio Lashem v'chetzio lachem. Learn and daven well, and you also have a mitzvah of Simchas Yom Tov, which is Basa v'yayin. And then the Gemara says something surprising. Hakol moedim ba'atzeres de be'ina beinam elochem. Shavuos, even Rabbi Eliezer would agree. You can't learn and daven all day. You need to enjoy. My Tommy, why is Atzeres different? Yom Shaboy Nitna Torah. And that is counterintuitive. I'm sure that if they would ask any of us, which of the Sholosh Regalim are you entitled to learn all day? We would all say, which of the three? Probably Shavuos, Yom Kabbalah Torah. Why? Yom Shenitna Torah. But the Gemara uses that same reasoning, my tam, Yom Shenitna Torah, to say no. Shavuos is the only Yom Tov in which even Rabbi Eliezer would agree you need to eat and drink. And why is that? Because of Rashi, laharois. We want to show, we want to prove, shenoyach v'mekubel olav yom zeh shabo nitna Torah liyisrael. We want to prove that we're happy this day. And how do you express joy? By eating and drinking and having a good time. Laharois. To whom do we want to show off? Rashi writes, laharois, to show, to prove, shenoyach v'makubel olav, yom zeh shabo nitnu Torah liyisrael. And my feeling is, laharois lemi, to our children, to the coming generation. There is a misconception to many that you need to learn Torah, and living the Torah way is what will bring you to Chayei Olam Haba. But it's hard, it's difficult, it's painful. And we want to say no. It's not only about Olam Haba, it's about Olam Hazeh. If you want to have a happy, rewarding, fulfilling life, learn Torah. Torah is happiness, Torah is joy. Torah is the greatest way to live. It is the happiest way to live. This is a story I told many times, about 30 years ago, or maybe even more. I met a person and he told me he was the first group that learned in Lakewood by the Baron Kotler. And there was a very small yeshiva. So in those days, the yeshiva knew the Talmidim. Today, a yeshiva can't possibly know these huge yeshivas today with 1,000, 2,000 bochum. How could a yeshiva know the bochum? I'm not even sure Rosh Yeshivas are interested today to know their Talmidim. They should be, because Chazal say, "V'limadet hamoisem es benechem, v'shinantum levnecho elo hatalmidim." Talmidim should be like family. But anyway, he learned in Lakewood, then he got married, he went into business, he was very successful, he became rich, and he happened to meet Rabban at an event, maybe it was a dinner or a chasan, and Rabban told him, "I haven't seen you for years. You never come to yeshiva. You never come to a shir." And he says, the yeshiva remembers me. I wasn't the best boy. I wasn't the biggest masbid. And Baruch Hashem, I was very successful in business. And I'm working hard, and I support 5 yesachars. I have a yesachar zavoran arrangement with 5 yungalite. Isn't that the right thing for me to do? And Rabban said, wow, I'm mekana your oilam haba. But what's going to be with your oilam haza, he said. Oilam haba, you're guaranteed. You have 5 yesachar zavorans. Can't get any better than that. But how's your oilam haza? If you never come to a shia, don't enjoy your learning, what's going to be with your oilam haza, he asked. Laharois shenoyach v'mekubel olav yom zeh shabo nitno Torah liyisrael. We want our children to understand it's about oilam haza, not only about oilam haba. I was in America last week, and I met a person, approximately my age. We spent some time together. And he asked me casually, how many kids do you have? I said, I have 7 children. How many grandchildren do you have? And Mishum Eina Bisha, I don't want to share the number, a lot. And then I asked him, how many children do you have? And he says, I have 6 kids, 3 girls and 3 boys. How many grandchildren? And he says, none of my kids are married yet. And I was a bit taken aback. And he said, my daughter just got engaged, one of my daughters. I'm not very happy about the spouse she chose. I'm not sure the other 5 plan to get married. And he says, my dream is to have a grandchild. And this person is fabulously rich, but so sad. So sad. I mean, what is his life about? So, living the Torah way is not only about Olam Haba, it's about Olam Haza. Somebody made a remark. I doubt whether I should say this over, but I do decide anyway to say it over. And he made a remark. Even in Chas v'Sholem, after 120, or maybe even before 120, I would have reached the conclusion that everything was false. I will choose to live my life over the way I lived it. The Torah way. I raised a beautiful family. I had so much nachas. I enjoyed every Shabbos. Yom Tovim were fantastic. I enjoyed my davening. I felt so great with my learning. I would choose the same. So we all remember the Brisa Perek Vov of Mesechet Avos. Kachi darcha shel Torah. Pas b'melech toichel mayim b'msurat tishtal ha'oretz tishon v'chayit tzar tichya. U'v'Torah to'omel. V'ma to'oise ken. Ashrecha b'yonam hazeh v'toiv l'chol yonam haba. And this Mishnah somewhat turns us off. We don't want a life of pas b'melech and mayim b'msura and chayit tzar tichya. Is that what we need to aspire to? Rashi is the ultimate parshan, and Rashi says, we all hope to have a comfortable life. We don't need to be rich, but we all want to be comfortable, have bread on the table, Rashi says, even if you will be in dire straits, and even if the circumstances will be such, all you will have is pas b'melach, v'mayim b'msura, v'ala'or stishon. Nevertheless, in b'Torah ato omer ashrecha b'yolam hazeh v'toiv l'kol yolam haba. It's not that we wish for each other pas b'melach v'mayim b'msura. No, we daven. And just this last Shabbos, in Birchas HaChodesh, Chaim sheyesh b'Moshe v'chavod. It's legitimate. You could daven for Moshe v'chavod. What Chazal mean to say, even if all you will have is pas b'melach, still, in b'Torah ato omer, ashrecha b'yolam hazeh v'toiv l'cha la'olam haba. So Torah is not only about olam haba, it is about olam hazeh as well. The simcha of Talmud Torah, the simcha of understanding, ein simcha katoras asveikes, simchas mitzvah, the simchas veikes on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is what we want to share with our children. That is what we want to aspire and inspire our children to follow in our footsteps. And that is why, yes, Hakal moedim ba'atzeres de be'inem be'lam elochem. My tame, yoim shenitnu Torah. Laharois shenoyach v'mekubel olav yoim zeh shebo nitne Torah liyisrael. Yes, it's about cheesecake and blinches. Yeah, that's what Kabbalas Torah is about. Yeah, if you choose the Torah way, if you learn Torah, if you observe Torah, if this is what you choose, you're going to have a sweet life. Ashrecha b'yolam hazeh v'toiv l'cha la'olam haba. So there are two different minhogim. When do you eat your blinches? Our minhag is Shavuos in the morning. Come home from shul, you make kiddush, you have a minhag kiddush. In Ashkenaz, many kiddush had the Suda, the minhag Suda, Yom Tov by night. I think our minhag is more reasonable. You can't be mekabel Yom Kabbalas Torah with blinches. Doesn't work. Doesn't go that way. After you're up all night and you learn, and you didn't speak Dvorim B'Telem all night, and you learned all night until Alois HaShach, until the Nates, Bedin Hu Sheyitel Schorei. Then you could have your blinches. But you can't start off Yom Kabbalas Torah with cheesecake. No, it doesn't work that way. So meaning number one is Leil Shavuos. Meaning number two is have your cheesecake. Laharois shenoyach v'mekubel olav yoim zeh shebo nitno Torah liyisrael. Yerotzen sheich kenu v'moim. We should always be zochim to enjoy Torah. And hundreds of times I quoted Rabbeinu Yoina. Avos perek beis mishne yudalet kisha'ato misyagaya b'Torah tishtashaya ba. How do we translate Shashua? Shashua is pleasure. Enjoy. Enjoy your journey. When you learn Torah, Yagia Torah, Tishta Sheyaba. And that is also a sgula to remember what you're learning. Kufyutet Tet Zayin in Tehillim, Bechukoi Secho Eshtasha, Lo Eshkach Dvorecha. So when we enjoy our learning, we will retain what we learn, we'll remember what we learn, and that is the minhag. Dvash v'cholav tachas l'shoinech. We should be zoche to enjoy Torah, to teach Torah, to inspire in Torah, and for many more wonderful years, we should be zoche to share the olam hazeh endeavor of Simchas HaTorah. Should all have a beautiful Yom Tov, and we should be zoche bekorov. Kodesh Baruch should give us Yomim Tovim, sheniske tzadikim yoishvim va'atroseyim beroseyim v'nehenin meziv hashchina. Good Yom Tov.